Welcome back to the next part of my walkthrough, which is choosing which of the three houses you're going to be part of. Realistically, you're going to be the professor who teaches that house, but it's more important that you decide who you're going to be a part of from the very beginning. In order to start this off, just talk with Rhea once the cutscenes are all over.
That is your once you have finished. May I
Now,
ask a
it's
favor?
important that you accept the quest, because if you don't, I don't think you can leave the room, and it won't finish even after you're done talking with the students. All the students are on the first floor, and what's really helpful and somewhat annoying, if this is a new game plus for anyone for any reason, is you will be transported to the first floor and your available areas will be greatly restricted. Edelgard will be in the reception hall, which is pointed out right here. I'll just skip that scene. Also skip Edelgard for the time being, because you will also note that Claude and Dimitri are going to be in this area known as the Officers Academy. Claude is right there, and Dimitri is just over there. Depending on who you talk to
you've accepted a
first,
teaching position.
you will
I
get
never
a
properly
brief
introduced
introduction.
myself,
I'm
did
just
I?
going to skip over these
I
because
am
this
the
isn't
princess and
very
heir
important
apparent to the
yet.
I wonder if you'll be tasked with. I hope you've had a chance to meet everyone. Would you like to know more
If you
about
want to
any
know
of the
more
Black
about a
Eagles?
team, you can always talk to that house leader. So I'll just start with Edelgard and the Black Eagles for this instance. And you'll get a list of all the people in said class. These are going to be the people you start with, the students that will form the basis of your army, so to speak. You can get to view a little bit more about them.
Well, some think I'm a bit distant.
Edelgard, Claude, and Dimitri
But
will
there's
give a little
little
bit
to
of
be
flavor
done.
text, which
One
can be
day
important in
I
the
must rise
future.
to become what else?
What's very important is that you note in the top left corner, those are their stats. They'll have a level, experience, health, movement points, which obviously determine movement, and their class. You will also see their stats, so whether someone is really suited towards close combat, or they're a magician, or if they're better suited towards archery, in which dexterity or attacking twice, speed is more important. Luck determines criticals, defense, physical damage, resistance is magical damage, charisma is more for influence and battalion things. Battalions will be covered at a later time. It's also somewhat relevant for quests in the future. On the top right, you're going to see things like their defining ability, which is going to be unique to every single character, and also their strengths and weaknesses. So what are our characters going to succeed in learning? What are they going to be bad at? This is obviously not going to be the same for everyone.
Hubert is.
I'll just use Hubert as an example here. As you can see, his magic is extremely high. He's the complete opposite of Edelgard, but his defining ability is unique. His strengths and weaknesses obviously would reflect someone of a magic user. I strongly recommend checking out each of the individual houses, even if you're not going to join them.
Piqued your interest, have I?
The reason is that you are able to actually take a look and recruit some of these characters in the future. There will be obviously some exceptions, but this is your first chance to see, well, which characters are going to be useful if you are going to pick a class,
He comes from a merch despite.
and then what playstyle would you like to choose. Now, obviously, every house has at least one physical fighter, one magic fighter, one archer, one leader, and so on and so forth. But each house specializes in different things. For example, the Blue Lions, which is the house of Dimitri, is very well known for their physical combat. So they're going to have a lot of fighters who use lances, swords, and so on. While the Golden Deer, which is Claude's house,
appreciate your effort.
just skip past that. I'll just continue the explanation.
Okay.
Claude's house has a lot of...
That's so.
No matter which house you pick or choose, you're going to have mages, you're gonna have archers, you're gonna have one healer, and you will have your close combat specialists. The Blue Lions in particular are known for their close combat specialty. The folks at the Golden Deer House are known for their long-range combat. And the students of the Black Eagles will be focused primarily on magic. But as I said before, each house will have, despite their dominant specialty, will have a mix of everything. So you will never have to worry about going to a fight with just mages, or just close combat specialists, or just archers. That will never happen in this game. You can eventually configure your army later on, like all Fire Emblem games, but that comes later. Once you return to Rhea, whether you choose to go directly to her after talking to each of the 3 leaders, or you manually make your way up the steps, you will get to choose your house. Now don't worry about the other 2 houses that you don't choose. As Manuela and Hanuman have just said, they will take over whichever houses you haven't chose. This is your binding choice, the first binding choice you're going to make, actually, because the choices you make here will dictate, obviously, the story and the army that you've got for pretty much the entirety of the game. These will probably be your best fighters, unless you got really unlucky and stats haven't been growing. Whether you want to choose the Black Eagle House, the Blue Lion House, or the Golden Deer House, it's completely up to you. You can also see at the bottom, there's still a little excerpt about the advantages of each house, but as I said, they've all got a little bit of everything. Now, which decision you make, it's not too big of a deal. You will progress through the story, have your fights, and you can't make a really bad mistake at the very beginning of the game. So whichever house you want, whichever has the characters that you like, just pick them and you will be fine. I'm not going to pick a house in this video, I'll just go ahead with it anyway in later videos. But I hope that helped you at least decide on which house you were going to pick, or think about which houses you were going to go to. And look, if you liked this video, please do subscribe. I hope it helped you, and I'd love to see you watch some of my later videos. Until next time.